CEO said that in 2009, during kind of the peak of the Great Recession, when the economy was in pieces, he was driving around Omaha with Warren Buffett. Buffett was driving, he was a passenger. And the CEO said to Warren, and they're driving past like closed up shops during the Great Recession, like the whole country's in tatters. And the CEO said, Warren, how are we ever going to pull out of this? Like the country's never going to be the same after this. And Warren said, let's call this guy Jim. That's not his real name. But he said, Jim, do you know what the best-selling candy bar was in 1962? And Jim said, no. And Warren said, Snickers. And Warren said, do you know what the best-selling candy bar is today? And Jim said, no. And Warren said, Snickers. And that was the end of the conversation. He just stopped right there. And that was his answer to, is the country ever going to be the same? And I think if you look at Warren Buffett's success, he has been betting on things that stay the same forever. Mm-hmm. And it really hit me in that moment that this was a book that I wanted to write. Because for my entire career as a writer, I had been cynical is probably the right word, and just astounded at how bad people are at forecasting, not just in finance and the stock market and the economy, but in politics. And it's been like that forever. Like the most famous expert's ability to predict what's going to happen next is atrocious. And it's always been atrocious. And again, that just made me cynical. It was just like the whole pundit industry is a scam. That was kind of my view. And then it was like, okay, is there a positive spin to this? Like, how can I use knowing how bad we are at forecasting to try to like do better at my ability to look forward in the future? And I think what I settled on is people are so bad at predicting the future because they're always trying to predict what's going to change. They're always trying to predict what's the next new technology, who's going to win the next election, when's the next recession going to come. And our ability to do that is zero. It's virtually zero. But for the people like Buffett who focus on what's not going to change, their ability to understand the future is actually pretty good. And so they're focusing on parts of human behavior that have never changed, that were true 500 years ago, that will be true 500 years from now. And so I have no idea when the next recession is going to come, but I know exactly how people are going to respond to greed and fear because that's never changed. There's a great quote from Naval where he says, if your life played out 1,000 times, 1,000 different iterations of your life, what would be true in 999 of them? And those are the things that you want to focus on in life because those are not things that are guided by luck or chance or, just the quirky ways of the world. I love that framing. And it also occurred to me that a lot of what I had been writing about for the previous 15 years were things that never change. I think in many ways, psychology of money is the psychology of you, the individual. It's like what's going through your head. And same as ever is the psychology of us as a collective. It's just what do we keep doing as a society, as a group, over and over and over again?